So what's up? So let's talk about rivalries, and not national rivalries. I'm talking about local rivalries, ACC rivalries. This rivalry week, most of it's about either a border war or a rivalry that that's interstate, like Clemson, South Carolina, Florida, Florida State, border rivalry, Michigan, Ohio. They actually fought a war against each other over some over Toledo, I believe. Um, used to have Texas A&M, but that ain't a rivalry anymore. Nebraska, Oklahoma used to be a border war rivalry. Missouri and Kansas used to be a border war rivalry, but that don't exist anymore. I don't know why UCLA and USC didn't play on last week, but I want to talk about ACC rivalries, um, and I want to talk about while they've been in the ACC, which is the best rivalry. I think people gonna say Miami, Florida State because it brings back our childhood of the '90s and '80s of that great rivalry. But they had some great games recently. I think they were 27-8 last year with Miami winning. Florida State on the 5-game winning streak. Florida State, who's that? Florida State and Clemson. It was a pretty good rivalry. Uh, the last win. They have decided the Atlantic Division the last couple years in the ACC. The Punt Ruski and Death Valley when Florida State upset Clemson. Clemson was ranked number 3. Florida State ranked number 10. The next year, Clemson went down and beat them. 92, Florida State pretty much ran the division from 92 to about 2000, or ran the conference before they went to the division. I think Maryland from 92 to 2000 was the only one to win the conference outright when Florida State was on their run. Rivalry that nobody ever talks about. One of the oldest played rivalries in the South is North Carolina and Virginia. They've been playing forever and a day. I think Georgia and Auburn has changed their names to the deepest rivalry in the South, in the deep South, because both of them been playing for 128 years, played 128 times. So that's a good rivalry. Both state schools, they border each other. Both of them supposed to be high standards, even North Carolina is known for cheating in their academics and athletics. Just joking, Carolina fans. North Carolina, NC State. I don't think people really care about it. I think State cares a little bit more about football than North Carolina does at times. So it means more to State than it does to North Carolina. North Carolina Duke is always a big one. NC State and Wake Forest, they have played like 113 times, I believe. Georgia Tech, Clemson. A lot of people don't like to admit this is a rivalry, but between 1996 and 2006, that game was decided by less than 5 points. Let me see. Who else do we got? I mean, if we go back and look at Georgia Tech, Clemson, I mean, Georgia Tech's beaten Clemson when Clemson has been really, really good. And even like when Clemson and Florida State supposed to mean something, Reggie Ball upset Clemson before they even got to that Florida State game. Clemson for a while then went in Atlanta, down in Atlanta versus Georgia Tech for a while there. The great Deshaun Watson, he tore his leg up down there at Georgia Tech. You know, they was up 6-0, and then he got hurt, and Georgia Tech went up winning the game 28-6. And I think you're going to see a comeback with Georgia Tech in the next couple of years to see how good they go. Virginia Tech. I don't think Virginia has beat Virginia Tech since they joined the conference. One thing I like to say about that rivalry, I really never heard about it until they actually joined the ACC. I mean, I don't have no recollection of them playing, even when Mike Vick was there. I don't have no good memory of that rivalry, to be honest with you. And look at this coming up weekend. That game actually means something. Virginia Tech versus Virginia. They get the right to go play Clemson and get smashed. I don't know. You play the game, you play the game. You just never know. Let's see, who else got a good rivalry inside the ACC? Louisville and Pitt. I don't know who their cross rivals are, but I don't know if they play like that. But that seems like that should be a cross rivalry. I think Pitt and Boston College might play for that cross rivalry, but you know they're not that far apart from each other. Both of them used to be independent. Both of them used to play in the Big East, so I think they. I don't really call Pitt and Boston College a rivalry. One rivalry like people like to talk about is Clemson and Boston College. You remember when Doug Flutie was there? Clemson was coming off a national championship year. Doug Flutie lit Clemson up. I think that game ended like 16-16 tie. Clemson went up to Boston College the next year and actually beat Clemson with Doug Flutie. Clemson and Boston College go back to, I think, the 1950 Cotton Bowl or somewhere around there. I know they played in one of the first Cotton Bowls and stuff like that. Clemson was probably pretty good at that time, if I remember right. Let's see, what else have a good rivalry inside the ACC? Virginia Tech or Miami, but they really never have played for anything while they've been inside the ACC. Duke of North Carolina. North Carolina has a lot of rivalries within it because of, the proximity to each other in that triangle area. And like I said, they've been playing UVA for a long time. Most people say, Carolina or Duke in basketball. But if you go back and look at the 40s, those were pretty two good teams in the 40s and 50s. The 70s, North Carolina was pretty good, so was Duke. So that's a pretty big rivalry. We just threw an INT, the game over with. Watching Detroit and Bears game. Dude just threw an INT. This is a bad play. Undrafted rookie or something. Let's see, who else you want to go to? Inside the ACC. Well, that's pretty much it. I mean, because of the suspension, you really don't get to see rivalries like that. I wish the ACC would get I would like to see the ACC put West Virginia and Cincinnati in the conference to get back to get some of these rivalries back in that we grew up with, like Pitt and West Virginia, Pitt and Cincinnati, but I don't think that's going to happen anytime soon. Mainly because of that Notre Dame contract. The ACC is waiting for Notre Dame to join, which I don't think is going to happen. But all right, y'all have a good day.